A reading from the teachings of the 4th century mystic Gregory of Nyssa. God has logos, else he would be without reason. And this logos cannot be merely an attribute of God. We are led to a more exalted conception of the logos by the consideration that in the measure in which God is greater than we, all his predicates must also be higher than those which belong to us. Our logos is limited and transient, but the subsistence of the divine logos must be indestructible and at the same time living, since the rational cannot be lifeless. It follows that together with the Word, he who speaks it, which is the Father of the Word, must be recognized as existing. We affirm that we find in the Logos, whose existence is derived from the Father, all the attributes of the Father's nature. God created by his reason and wisdom, for he cannot have proceeded irrationally in that work. But his reason and wisdom are not to be conceived as a spoken word or as a mere possession of knowledge, but as a personal and self-willed potency. If the entire cosmos were created by this second divine hypothesis, then certainly was man also thus created, yet not because of any necessity, but from superabounding love, that there might exist a being who could participate in the divine perfections. If man were to be receptive of these perfections, it is necessary that his nature should contain an element akin to God, and in particular, that he should be immortal. Thus, then, man was created in the image of God. He could not, therefore, be without the gifts of freedom, independence, and self-determination, and his participation in the divine gifts were consequently made dependent on his virtue. Owing to this freedom, he could decide in favor of evil, which cannot have its origin in the divine will, but only in our inner selves. Now let us pray.